everybody. We're live. We are super live. So super live. Let me turn. I'm really excited. Sorry about the little delay. You might say that we had some technical issues. I had a camera problem. It still is not picking up my good camera, so that is what it is. Things happened. We're gonna just keep moving forward. Exciting stuff. So tonight we are down a player, unfortunately. Katie can't join us. She is on her way to the ER, so let's just put lots of good energy out in the world for Katie, because she is so sad she can't be here. I'm so sad she can't be here, so I just want her to get better so that she can roll dice with us again. Cool. I'm going to continue trying to work on this camera situation for myself while we game. Hopefully that will help if there are strange frames dropping. I'm trying to capture everything in Zoom, and it's just being a bud. So, here we go. Last week, some crazy things happened, but before we dive in here for the finale of Fate of the Appliance Wars, let's go around and meet the crew that is here. You guys tell us who you are and the character you're going to be playing. So let's actually start with Laugh Love Lindy.
Hi, I'm Laugh Love Lindy, and I am playing Bernina, the treadle sewing machine, as she is old-fashioned, but she's got that cast iron bod and Swiss precision. So she is proven to be way more valuable than I thought an old lady sewing machine would be, because she's not electric. She's just not the fastest. That 100 stitches per minute isn't very fast, but it gets the job done.
Sure it does, yeah. Absolutely. Nice, very nice. And you have become kind of like, I hate to say it, but you've become the group's like vehicle. I think that's really what it is. You become the group's vehicle. You either drive the vehicles. Apologize for cameras. I'm fixing those now, gang. You either become the vehicles, or or you drive the vehicles.
I just ride around and they sit on me because I'm a very large built-in table with wheels.
Awesome. Moving right along, we've got Myth. Tell us a little bit about you and your character while I get your face back in the frame.
Yes, put my face back in. I'm playing, what am I playing? I'm playing Vinny Victrola. He's a gramophone or I guess he's a gramophone. I forgot what the other one was.
Phonograph.
Thank you. That's what it was. Gramophone or phonograph. It's like sonogram. That's not it.
Nope, definitely not it.
Not that. He is a phonograph or gramophone, and he's a bit of an old school. He also has a cast iron bod, as well as, I guess, an aluminum ornate finish. But he runs all of manual power. He's a hand crank record player. And he's just a man of old school and he has a crime brand family background. The Victrolas are known to be pretty shady when it comes to any sort of mafia deal. But I've had a lot of fun, and I can't wait to play today and to see if we could actually make it to the island that we've been we've been hearing so fondly about.
Yeah, it's this will be an interesting one. I'm excited to see one, how you plan to get on this island. That's really from the beginning of me doing this and putting this campaign together. I was like, I want to see a bunch of appliances have to hop a dock to a moving junk island. That's really, this whole thing has led to the moment where you guys are going to have to figure out how the hell you're getting on board. So I'm very, very excited. Moving right along, we have Kika with us tonight as well.
Hey.
Hey.
I'm Kika. I play Lobelia, the label maker, and also the group's murderer.
True story.
That's fair.
That's true. The little gruff and tough face of the group, I guess you could say. And last but certainly not least, we have Mad Gamer with us.
Well, hello. I am the Mad Gamer, Mag, as it were, and I'm playing Billy Boombox tonight.
Yeah.
He's a 1980s AM FM cassette radio who was on the streets and loved the dance, loved the music, and also had a lot of love in his heart. So he's tough, but he's currently feeling really good about reuniting with his mixtape full of love songs. So I'm inspired to keep my friends alive and all in one piece. Things are happening really quickly, so I'm just hoping we can make it.
Yeah, you guys caused some shenanigans last game, actually. Let me transition here. Check it out. I got us all in there. Yeah, you guys went through quite a few shenanigans last time. Of course, like I said, Katie's not with us tonight. Her character is Mikey, the microphone, who will continue in our adventure. Mikey is going to get to hop ship as well. Don't fret, for all of you at home that were worried about that. The microphone is coming. So last game... really, actually, I guess it's the finale, so I'll do a very brief recap and try to wrap it up. This group of appliances come from one house, at the end of a cul-de-sac, long lost in a post-apocalyptic world. Thanks to the ferocities of humanity, nuclear war sprung out somewhere in the late 80s, though the timeline, nobody is exactly sure. And what it left us with is... wretched radioactive humans who became feral, we'll say, and the legend goes in the appliance world that their souls were pushed from their bodies when the explosions happened and filled the inanimate things around them. Appliances, we've learned that toys too have gained sentient life. Well, after quite a few years of living in the end of the cul-de-sac, running gangs out of the garage, trying to keep day-to-day activities with the appliances at the end of the cul-de-sac normal, they got attacked, but only after finding out from a radio broadcast that seemed to be on loop, that was picked up by the CB radio in the garage, that there was a junk island known as Rubbish Refuge that is floating up the East Coast. And being located on Long Island, our appliances lucked out because Rubbish Refuge is on track to float up the East Coast thanks to a storm and bump right into Long Island. It is said that Rubbish Refuge is a place where appliances can live without the soulless humans that plague the land. Is it legend? Is it simply a fairy tale that's told from appliance to appliance? We don't really know. Because last campaign, after quite a journey, fighting toys and karaoke machines, hijacking a truck, and sneaking into a soulless encampment, they have finally made it to the coastline, the southernmost side of Long Island, and to a small town, a boardwalk actually, excuse me, kind of a beach town, only to find that the sea level is quite high, and there is no Rubbish Refuge in sight. You all stand there, looking at an appliance that you thought you had long left behind. The pneumatic staple gun from early on, last game, caught all of you off guard as you looked over the horizon at maybe what is your first time seeing a beach or ocean of this size. And he confronted our little label maker about a promise she made to him at the tip top of our game, that when they found Rubbish Refuge, they would come back for the rest of everybody. Knowing that is clearly not going to be the case now, considering the fact Solus burned the house to the ground, you're confronted a little bit by this pneumatic staple gun, and he stands there with the air compressor staring at you, and you hear it like... Thanks for that follow. As it lets out its air in its breath. And he says, so, I see that you were going to leave us all behind. You think you're better than us?
I just thought I was more alive than you.
It like spits a few nails off to the side in its distaste for these words. More alive. How dare you? It seems that I beat you here. I saw you run in fear when they burned the house.
She just doesn't respond to that and
He
just...
goes, am I not speaking English here? And he begins to kind of get loud, and as he does, you hear a like crack off in the distance, and a beam, thunder and lightning rolls, and a lightning strikes the ground about 2 miles out onto something. You can hear it as it pops to the ground. Mikey, you hear goes beep.
All right, I'll be fine.
Yes, just a little bit of rain.
And he says, that storm's not looking very good.
Well,
No,
how would it look good? How do you know it is unwell?
He says, so your radio broadcast failed to tell you that it's a giant storm pushing in this island of refuge.
Oh, that explains a lot of it. That
Does
explains
it
why-
does?
Right.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, are we gonna, what do we do?
I'm not worried because I'm manual. I'm a hand crank.
likewise.
And I'm not that worried about.
Shred empowered.
That's right. And I kind of hop over and with my needle arm, I kind of
High five. Yeah.
God.
Hey, condescending of electricity. It's one of my-
This is so condescending.
That's right.
For those of you, I see you out there, Sarmadus, I think, they are hopping about. Each of them move differently. Think very, this is inspired by the Brave Little Toaster, so each of them are animated different ways, but no, they do not have limbs. They have exactly what they have as that thing that they are, that appliance. So this, the pneumatic staple gunlet slithers, like a very long cobra away from the air compressor, small air compressor unit that it's attached to. And he says, it's beginning to rain. We cannot stand here. Well, you two can.
Oh, actually, no. It's a good point. Rain is not good for my parts. I was worried about the lightning for a second, but yeah, this is not. This actually could be pretty bad.
Then you could stand underneath my table until we find shelter.
You begin
But then what about you?
You begin to notice that the water level is kind of rising. You can feel, you guys, you left the truck. That's right. Oh yeah, we used the truck to
We
pass through the
used the
Solus.
truck to pass through.
You guys stand on what was probably, I would say, a crude boardwalk or something, attached to this town that leads down to the.
There was the bridge, but the bridge was up.
Yeah, and so you guys are standing basically next to a bridge that leads. For all of you at home, if you didn't know, Long Island has, where we're at in Long Island, has this little tiny canal that runs. They've got to get to the opposite side, and the bridge that is there is currently up. It's like a drawbridge. And you guys stand on the kind of wooden area, I guess, next to it, or dock.
Mm-hmm.
The water levels begin to rise. You can see water beginning to kind of like up through the cracks of the wood.
Oh, this isn't good.
Okay, plan. We quickly build
Yep.
up a
All right.
costumes to make a little awning over it so that we don't go up.
Yeah.
And
There's
then
enough fabric in this bear
air
costume.
compressor can work as an engine. And we can motorboat it
Betty
across.
will not act as anybody's engine. You can see me like,
Stay here and die then.
What?
You need to start being a team player. We're all working together here. You got to work with us.
you think we're just gonna build a boat and sail out there? What if the island's not even there? Then we're just appliances lost at sea.
You're worrying about a lot of things we don't have time to worry about right now.
And if there's no island, then at least we're not getting eaten by soulless.
This is very true. There was a lot of them over there.
You know what fish don't like? Metal. So they're not going to worry about us. When is the last time there's been a shark attack on for an appliance? Never. We'll be
Very
fine.
true.
The only thing is the storms. That's going to be pretty rough, and the salt water. That's also pretty bad for
I
corrosion.
don't believe in
But
sharks.
besides that, I think we'll be all right.
All I can picture the next game of this is like a water world survival. Everybody's on a boat.
I like it. Can I look about to see if
Break
there
myself to if you pee in the bell, I will dispense fresh water. Like
He goes, well, okay. Say that I trust your plan. How do we build a boat?
I was thinking about seeing if we could lower this bridge.
oh God.
Is there a drawbridge, like little booth operator nearby?
Yeah, there would be a booth, like the thing that makes the bridge. Yeah, absolutely.
I'd like to roll into that.
It's a tight fit through the doorway because it's just one of those like tiny.
And have the whole table, yeah.
Yeah, and you're like a whole table, so you have to you finagle for a second, and it's
Like I gotta
tight
turn
squeeze.
sideways and then like
Yeah. You totally have to bus down the bus aisle in there, and you it takes you a couple times, and you finally like skate through. You can feel your wooden sides grinding.
Oh no!
Yeah, a little bit. You might have a couple dings and scratches, but you made it. You made it in there, no problem.
Rain,
Wait.
haven't you, Bernina?
I want to mention something.
Hmm?
Lowering the bridge will probably draw a lot of attention.
It's true.
So if we do this, we have to be ready.
But let me see if I can figure any of this out. I'm just looking around at the inside of the booth.
All right. Yeah, you can definitely do that. That's kind of like a technology role. Do you want to figure out how to use it, or are you just trying to like make it work?
She wants to figure out how it works. Like, is there buttons? Does it look like electrical powered, or is it like a little wheel thing? Like, how does this work?
Okay. Well, you're an appliance. You quickly walk in there. You know the difference between something that's electric powered and something that's hand cranked.
I do.
This is definitely electrically powered, because there are cables coming out and running to, like out of it. You can see that there's a console with some buttons and a lever or two on it, and an old CB radio.
Does it even look like it is powered right now? Because if there's no electricity running to it, there's no reason to stick here.
It does not look powered.
There's no electricity here anyway. Scoot.
You're like, you can begin to hear it kind of grinding as you pull
I
it.
was really hoping that was going to work. We could pull that down.
Is it flip it back up on the other side?
Are there any drawers or anything in there?
Yeah, there are some drawers and stuff. Yeah, for sure.
I think Lobelia is going to go in there and start checking the drawers.
Okay.
I'm hoping a gun because I keep finding guns in your game.
Because why not? Why wouldn't there be guns everywhere in America? In every drawer. So you go in. This looks more like was probably manned by, when the fallout happened, by the Coast Guard. So what you actually find is a flare gun, not like a gun. You find a flare gun with a single flare in it, and a flare stick as well. So like basic stuff for like boat operations. But in addition, you also find
Should we get some little flags?
Yeah, basic office supplies, very old wet sticky notes, some paper clips and things like that in there. You find a lunch that is very moldy and old that somebody never got to eat. And in the very, very bottom, as you scroll through, you find it's more of like a filing cabinet. And as your little label tape comes over and like sifts through them, you find that there's an operations manual for this, along with basic kind of paperwork, boats coming and going, schedule for bridge operation, those kinds of things. But probably the most important would be the operation manual for this.
I checked to see if the operation manual has any pictures.
Sure, it's totally IKEA.
Yep.
No words, all pictures. Yeah,
The
they're
IKEA bridge.
I mean,
That's kind of terrifying.
that the bridge operator needed. Yeah, we'll say that there's some pictures, and there's also like so not just pictures of like how to press it, but what it actually is an image of the console with like the buttons labeled and things like that. And then when you flip to the back, it shows the electrical current circuit of how everything works and where the power's being fed from.
Okay. So,
What does it say?
is the radio off right now?
It is off.
No power, no, so it's off. I want to make sure the radio itself is turned off before I do anything, because we've had bad experiences with strange radios so far.
Yeah.
You can't trust those radios.
True.
Well, some radios are okay.
Well, only Billy.
Yeah. I mean, we're good.
Only Billy.
Yeah.
While I'm at it, so I need to quickly, well then, so, you hear thunder again roll off in the distance, this time much closer. Lightning strikes just over where, probably the burning truck still stands, maybe not even a mile out. from where you were. It hits maybe a tree or an old building, lighting up the sky. The wind is now beginning to blow.
Okay, I throw all these odds and ends on Bernita and start getting to work frantically.
You're like, oh god, oh god, oh god. So you see that it's actually powered by an electrical box on the outside, like the fuse box and everything that's there. You're welcome. You guys are welcome to take a look. You can. I was gonna make kind of the electrical stuff resource based in this. Because I didn't give you guys like a true technology skill in addition. So I would say you could do it as resource. You could do it as, or just, I'd also take an investigation, I guess. A little different.
Ooh, my investigate's really good. I got a 2.
Beautiful. So on a 2, you begin kind of messing with it. You find that, in fact, the kind of fuse has been fried, is one of the things, and definitely the circuit breaker has been tripped. So you guys could give it a good flip and see if it would, and try to figure out a way to replace the fuse. You might get the bridge working.
Was there
Seems
anything I
faster
could
than
use?
building a boat.
Yeah. Was there anything I could use as a fuse that I salvaged from the vacuum cleaner in episode 1?
Oh, yeah, you rolled really high for that, sure. Yeah, I'd say that you could do it. Roll me a craft, because you're going to have to, like, make a fuse, basically.
Hey, Bernina,
Yeah?
know anything about fuses?
Was?
You know anything about fuses?
Electrical devices?
Yes.
Well, I would watch the television from time to time. Listen to-
Okay, so what we gotta do here is get like a standard fuse for this box so that when we flip it, it'll,
Is that like a battery?
it'll do its thing. What?
And batteries make things go.
You want me to shove a
It's
battery
like a battery.
fuse?
It's
Not a battery.
It's not a battery?
Not
It's not a fancy battery bird?
Not a fancy
it's kind of like a battery.
Am I gonna have to do this myself?
Okay.
I mean, if you tell me to hold something, I can hold it still. I just don't know how these newfangled appliances work.
And I try to waddle over there so I can look and see how I can be helpful. Take out the antenna, see if there's a place I can poke or shove.
Yeah.
Press.
You come over, you give it a little investigation. What you find interesting as you, like, poke and prod, usually when you take your metal antenna and you begin poking around at electrical things, usually you get a little bit of, like, a little shock action. There doesn't seem to be any shock action. So even if the fuse is replaced and we flip the breaker, is there power coming to it, is the question.
Well, we'll find out.
No juice?
No juice. Yep.
Are there any, I look for lights or bulbs, anything that's active that would normally be on? Green, red, yellow?
Let's see.
When I've got juice, this lights up.
Yeah.
And
We do have some batteries, but I don't think that's enough for the bridge.
While he's looking, I'll get to work on the fuse because getting all that in while the power's not running through it is safest.
Agreed. So go ahead and, like I said, you can roll it as a resource or a craft. I'd kind of take either, whichever's probably better for you. Nice. Okay, you are extremely resourceful. So it's probably not the most beautiful fuse, and you have to kind of fuddle with it for a while. The actual crafting process takes you a little bit. But you managed to scrounge up enough stuff between old springs, the parts of the vacuum, and the kind of odd metal office supplies that you found. Bulldog clips, paper clips, and those kind of things. And who knows, like the tip of a ballpoint pen or something. And you jam it in there, and it kind of like slots in.
And I label it with a little like angry face.
You leave a little angry face on it. You can also, while you're at it, you flip the fuse, knowing that would put everything back in place. Yeah. But nothing turns on.
Where are we at with that power?
This is all foreign to me. I don't know where.
No, it's practically witchcraft at this point.
Mikey has been extremely quiet. Mikey's been extremely quiet. And before you realize it, you hear this kind of strange grinding noise. Mikey has gone off to the side while you guys fix this and had grabbed a metal rod. And before you can realize it, has climbed up on top of the
Mikey.
box and has thrust this metal rod into the air and is in contact with the box itself. And before she knows it, let's... Oh, that is not at all what I wanted. Those are not fudge die. Ignore that. There we go. A piece of lightning cracks down out of the sky. It lights both the rod and Mikey, and it carries through to the box, blowing all of you guys backwards just in the energy power alone. You hear Mikey's voice go, silence, as it, and you watch as all the console inside of the booth lights up. Everything turns on, buttons start flashing, and it looks like both your fuse and the breaker switch now works. When the lightning is finally gone and the light itself dissipates, Mikey lays there, smoking on top of this giant box.
Oh no!
I go over to him quickly.
You kind of like, I don't know how you do it. Maybe you take your antenna and like smack.
What happened?
Yeah, definitely. I poke him with the antenna, try to roll him back and forth. Mikey.
Mikey's
Don't do this to me, Mikey. No.
His little bat costume's all fried.
Is he smoking?
It's all fried and like holy, still smoking. You like pat out the smoke, and finally, the eyes of this little microphone open up. You can see where the dent once was has now been blown out. There's a hole there in the mesh, and Mikey attempts to speak, but can't seem to get any sound out, as if this might have actually officially fried Mikey's voice box.
Oh no!
But Mikey looks at you with these big eyes, and as if looking for comfort and assurance that this was the right thing to do.
Hush, Mikey, hush. Don't try to speak. It's okay, little guy.
Don't
It's going to be all right.
We can find you a transplant donor.
There's no reason to live right now. You're a microphone that can't speak. Jeez, this is dark.
That's actually not helpful. Don't say that.
Oh,
Sorry, I just...
Just what he needs right now.
my
is
electricity is
some time.
apparently flawed. Oh, I'm sorry, that was insensitive.
Right, exactly. That's
Oh,
what I was
sorry,
saying.
it's just- Yeah, I will sew you a microphone cozy. So that it's not fried and smoking.
Abelia will like wrap some tape around him and like pick him up and like hold him close and be like, "Don't worry, Mikey. You did good, kid. You did."
I'm going to reverse to a slow song, something soft and calming. Don't cry. It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right.
Mikey, you can see, just being held by the label maker alone is bringing life back to our little Mike. And looks like Mikey's probably very tired. And simply reaches up and kind of like, I don't know how this happens, but does, and just kind of like pats the side of your plastic face, fondles your label tape, and then slowly falls asleep in a tired, exhausted state.
Do you want to put them in my sewing bag? It's lots of fabric in there. It's very soft.
Messed up, Mikey. We'll look after you till we get there.
Oh, Mikey.
Put them in the scrap bag. The fabric scraps, not like actual scrap. Very soft.
Yeah. Put Mikey in there for safe keeping.
Yeah, you guys gently lay Mikey into a very cushy drawer on the sewing machine.
Often. See you later. Just hush now.
Shh, go to sleep. Just go to sleep, Mr. Mike.
Don't say anything. Shh.
Rest now, little buddy.
The music kind of continues to play. Mikey falls asleep in this exhausted state after having taken on so much electricity. I'm glad it wasn't more than 2, or Mikey might not have actually made that. And the raspy voice of the pneumatic staple gun goes, "What is this? Is this so sappy? Do you always act like this?"
Sentimentality is inherent in It's just sewing machines.
He goes,
Yeah, it comes with age. You're too young to understand. You're not old enough to have missed anything.
when microphones sleep, do they dream of electric sheep? And he goes, well, we can go now, right? And he quickly, like, to the full extent of his cable, his pressure cable, goes over and starts flipping buttons and stuff inside of the, very haphazardly and carelessly.
Look at the manual.
No.
Yeah.
See?
And you
And
hear
I
the
like-
bridge,
Every time.
and it begins to move
Oh,
and lower. It does make noise, but the rain seems to cover, like, I mean, the rain itself is a lot.
Yeah.
And it's now hitting about an inch of water at the base.
All right, everyone, climb on. Once the bridge lowers, people wheel across.
I hop on, looking around like behind us, make sure nothing's coming our way.
Yeah, you guys, you're welcome to, no, I mean, in terms of the eyesight, it's pretty, the bridge, as the bridge lowers, you begin to see more, because it was blocking quite a lot. I mean, it was meant to drive like, cars and stuff over. So as the bridge lowers, all of your eyes catch something. Lightning flashes off in the distance. The clouds are giant and thick, and through it you see the silhouette of something. Something massive and rigid and jagged. It covers a large portion of the skyline, and you watch as the pneumatic staple gun like slithers up like a snake kind of does to get a higher like perspective. And he says, "There it is. It's true. Rubbish Refuge." And you can see it's a couple miles offshore.
It's beautiful.
Girls, and let's
He's facing the wrong direction.
go. I like turn him around, like. "Beep."
Oh, yeah, it's beautiful, right?
Yeah.
You trash heap.
The bridge like finishes, lowers. The two sides meet, and you guys have, you know, a pretty decent quarter-mile like little bridge to cross this
Okay.
small canal. You watch the air compressor flip on its side so that it can roll. And they hop, and the compressor it's attached to rolls behind all of you as you proceed across this. Now, having been upright for so long, there's nothing on this bridge, really. It's just a ways to cross to get to it.
Hey, Billy. Or not Billy.
Me?
Yeah, Billy. Sorry.
Me? Yes.
Yeah. You picking anything up on the radio waves?
I flip both AM and FM, see if anything's around.
You begin kind of that static starts, and you shuffle for a while, quite a while, before an AM line comes through. Very faint at first, and then you begin to once again hear the sound of, it's this Rubbish Refuge. Come in, come in. We are to break land with Long Island. Long Island.
Now, does this sound new, or is it the same message playing on repeat?
This is a different message. This seems to potentially be live. Somebody's actually, it seems to be the same voice, like the person that recorded it last time. But this time it seems to potentially be live, as if it's more calling out to people as they get closer.
Yeah, before it was an SOS. This is like an alert.
Yeah, this is more of an alert. Yep. Yeah, that like, this is a weather-related warning.
I hear this all the time.
All right, this is it. This is it.
Can you respond, or should we hit up that radio in the box?
Be all right by the radio.
Oh
We
yeah.
should definitely hit the radio up. I can't really. I mean, I can
Oh.
some music maybe.
Lobelia labels the on-off switch and then flips the thing on.
Without Mikey, I can't do anything.
Oh yeah.
can't respond.
You flip the mic on. Mikey's eyes kind of like flutter in his tired state. And it looks like the battery itself is still powered, so like the power light comes on. You're welcome to try to speak and see if there's an outgoing way, but it doesn't seem like Mikey themselves can speak, so.
Hello, we are Appliances coming to Rubbish Refuge. We are almost to Long Island, and we will be very happy to see you.
No, we're on Long Island. We're almost to the beach.
Oh, we're almost to the beach. I am not great with
You're
directions.
on a Long Island.
A very long island.
It's quiet for a minute.
Mhm.
You might even think
It's
message
probably
doesn't
the
make
accent. They can't. They
yeah,
can't.
it doesn't make it, and then something comes back. Repeat. You are appliances on Rubbish Refuge. Or you are appliances on Long Island. This is Rubbish Refuge. Over.
Yeah, yeah. We are appliances. Yeah, we are near the beach. Where should we meet you at?
Well, if you want to say all that information over the radio, anybody.
Oh, that is true.
Out of
You
information.
guys are the worst at stealth ever. I love it so much. It's so
a
genuine
lot
and honest. So, brilliant.
Yes, please do not betray us.
Yeah, right. The voice goes, we cannot control where we touch on land, you know.
Do you have an estimate?
We are on course to crash land at, what's the town I gave you guys last time? I don't remember what it's called. It started with a B, didn't it?
Yeah,
I have to
Yeah.
that town.
I was about to say my note. That town. The town. Oh, here's my notes right here. This
Yeah.
is why I keep notes, because,
I don't have the map up.
yeah, I don't either. I didn't need it this time around. Last time it was helpful. Not this time. Before this one. Before that one. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to find it because I want to. It's okay. So you guys, yeah, and it basically says that they're on course to touch down in this, like, along this beach.
This vicinity.
Basically they're talking on the south side of the canal.
Okay.
They're due to touch down. The where, you're not sure. But as you guys finish kind of crossing the bridge and you're trying to kind of communicate and get yourselves settled, as you come to the precipice of where the bridge actually touches land, you realize that the entirety of, like, on the other side of the canal is flooded. You're not sure how deep at some points, but most everything seems to be in at least a foot of water.
Ugh.
Oh, that's horrible.
Salt water.
I want
Right?
to-
Right? Salt water. We by the ocean.
I don't
Wanna
know.
reach
We
into
can't
the-
taste it.
I think that's right. That's what I've heard. But if I go through that, that'll finish me.
I want to reach into the booth with the radio in there, and I want to take the microphone from the radio so I can scrap that for parts.
Nice.
The repair Mikey. Yeah.
Yeah, you managed to, like, pluck free the little, like, you know, the one you press. You
Yeah.
have to, like, press. Aw, Katie,
Aw.
there's our little Mikey who saved the day. I hope you're feeling better. Oh, so sweet, thank you. She almost filled our drama bar there. For everybody at home, if you didn't know, when that drama bar fills, drama ensues. So, you know, we're very close to having it full. Yeah, you scrap it no problem that way, and you tuck it even into the drawer where you guys are keeping the sleeping Mikey.
Keeping Mikey.
Yeah, where you're keeping Mikey safe. It is a lot, like I said, a lot of water, and even the staple gun and the compressor stop and look.
Do we have any wood? Is there wood nearby? I know wood
Probably-
floats.
Yeah,
I saw
there's some
program
things
on the
floating
television.
about. Like, you could scavenge and find some things if you wanted to maybe make a boat, if that was what
We
the
should-
plan was.
create at least a flotational device. Because she knows a boat's like a lot to make, and she knows she's pretty heavy, but everybody else is much smaller and fairly light. So if we could kind of just boost the flotationalness of this table, because her table's made out of wood.
Sure.
A flotilla, as it were, a flotilla.
A flotilla.
A flotilla.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make
Okay.
like an inner tube
It's not going to be
around
good for her treadle, but better her. She's got to keep Vinny safe.
there. We'll
Yep.
just put like
Aw.
a layer of Scotch Guard on there.
All the Scotch guard.
Scotch guard me up.
Oh God. So, you guys find a table. It's
Wax
kind of
my leg.
floating out there. I'll say that you guys are able to kind of draw it back in. Like the the pneumatic staple gun like slings itself out and like loops
Yeah.
its little face.
I also have
across
like a bunch of like thread and stuff too. So
Yeah, and you guys managed to like reel the table back in.
Mhm.
Doing so, you realize kind of where it was at. It was floating, so this table's like a dining room table or like a small kitchen table
Okay.
that sits four. So
Does it talk?
Can we take like
it does not talk.
Okay.
do you think we could like take apart the filing cabinet and give that table some like sides?
Yeah, sure.
Staple things on.
Yeah, and you know what? We'll say too. I mean, this pneumatic staple gun. He's there to help too. So I'll actually let him make a craft roll. He gets. I believe he gets.
I'll be giving help to that.
Oh, are you good on the craft? Well, he'll at least give you his staples. He'll lend you his like pneumatic power.
I have +2 to
I have
craft.
+4 to craft.
Okay,
Yeah.
well then we'll let you guys make it. He's just there to support you. So whoever rolls it can take a +1 between all the like help and everybody working together.
I'll roll it.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Ah, wow.
This
that's
is a legendary boat table.
Why don't you guys tell me what this damn boat table looks like? Because that's
Battleship.
impressive.
All right.
Not bad.
We definitely scavenged the. We wanted to keep it pretty light, so we scavenged the drawers from the filing cabinet and built it around like a rim. So, because I have wheels now, so that way I don't roll off into the ocean, and so I can stand on it too.
Wheels out of again?
We had the vacuum
The
cleaner.
vacuum cleaner wheels.
Right.
You guys scavenged that vacuum cleaner for everything it was worth.
And basically, it's basically like this table, this dining room table. We took the legs off of it too, so it'd be flat and it wouldn't like hit anything on the bottom and get snagged.
Yeah.
And like use them as also additional wood to float on the other sides. Maybe one leg as like a paddle if necessary.
Yeah.
Could we have used like the fan part of the vacuum cleaner to make like a little like
motor?
electric motor to help?
Yeah. It's not fast, but sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, we can hook it up. It's not even electric because we weren't able to harvest like the full motor, but it's connected to my treadle. I just
Yeah.
power it and it like pushes, twirls the little fan.
That's so
Right,
cute.
well, you have a wheel, yeah. That thing,
Mhm.
wheel. So yeah.
Yeah,
we could-
I would say you
Totally.
guys craft even the staple gun or this pneumatic staple gun is impressed.
I am very crafty. Yeah, I watched the DIY network when the television was on.
And he does. He helps you basically staple things on and make sure everything's affixed very firmly. Seems to be very structural. Yeah. Who pushes you off? Who's got? Because basically what you guys have done is like where it starts to get like the water starts to get higher. You've pulled it onto the bridge, which is like safe, almost a little bit drier ground. And so he's gonna have to kind of push you off of it.
Okay.
I kick up some really powerful beats. Can I use the vibration?
Don't you have?
Just adjust
Do you have a aspect for that? You do, don't you?
for beats.
yeah.
It's
Aspect.
Yeah, for beats.
This was definitely Swiss precision, patience, and discipline to build this boat.
I have no idea how
I
to-
feel like you did. Let's see what are your aspects. You had something that was like
We'll hop on and wait, and then we go. All right. So
Well, who's pushing?
now what?
We do have a table leg, so we can help push.
yeah. You guys could like
off
use
with
the
the
table
table
legs
leg.
to push off. That's true. Actually.
And
You may
using-
upgrade a boost you receive with rapport. Okay. Yeah, go
Using
ahead
like
and
paper clips
Want a
and
second
notes and the manual and all this stuff, can we make like a little cover?
Oh, I definitely would have taken off my bear costume by this point, and we can help use that as cover. We can use we've just flipped the table upside down, and it's got 3 of the table legs, and we like just put the cover over that so we get less
Oh,
wet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
we-
Oh,
probably
and then
true.
we could have like a little
Make a
sail
sail.
coming out.
Yes. Yes.
All of our furry, plushy.
We have so many costumes I could just seam rip them and re-stitch
Yeah,
them
you
to
basically
cover
re-stitch them.
sail.
I actually like that better. You guys managed to flip the table over so that the legs point straight up, and you guys create like a little awning
Canopy.
for yourself,
Yeah.
along with a little, like motor that turns very slowly but works. Go ahead, Billy. In this case, I just want to see like how. I just need to see how powerful it is, I guess, because it's not really an attack roll or anything like that. So, what do you usually use for your sound?
I mean, would this be physique, or I could probably use a musical attack and make it a fight?
Yeah, you know what? I would say it's not a physique because it's not against your own physique, but it could be considered a fight. It's how you fight, right, with sound. So you're just gonna make it would be an attack roll, even though you're not attacking anything.
I'm attacking the wall.
I'll help by getting the little propeller started.
Here we go.
Yeah, drama's coming. All right, very nice.
Ooh.
What do you blast to like you guys off and into floating water?
I'm gonna
Push it real good.
It's not bad. I was gonna think of a Beastie Boys track, a nice Beastie Boys.
So,
We gotta fight.
Yeah, for your right.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, yeah, and when they say party, in their Beastie Boy way, it pushes you guys right off. And you guys, that moment, all of you hold your breath in your appliance lungs as the boat drops a little bit, and then it, sure enough, it manages to float with all of you on top of it.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Sorry.
that is good. Let me start up some motor.
The wind is beginning to pick up, and you didn't realize how choppy the water was getting and how much the wind was picking up until you were like on it. Waves begin to crash, things begin to press against the boat, sometimes even moving you even with the propeller. Tell me, where are you guys headed? Who's navigating?
Well, I'm propelling.
What's our sailing experience amongst
Would this be a drive?
This would be a drive. Somebody's got to steer
I
this.
guess it's
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, somebody's got to steer this.
Definitely
the
you.
driver?
You are the driver.
I didn't get a lot of driving in my past life.
Yeah, neither did I, but it's a shocking.
Yeah, go ahead and make a drive check
Get a whole
for
new
me.
room.
I'm mostly plastic, so could I like peek out and use my notice to help?
Yeah, sure. You could kind of be eyes, because I imagine that the steering mechanism is probably at the back of the boat near the propeller.
Yeah.
And you have to do that, and somebody needs to be eyes near the front. So yeah, you can totally help with that.
Probably towards the direction of.
You guys want to go out to it and try to meet it, basically.
Yeah. Maybe
I
not
can
like
move
too
myself
far
a
out with the
little
choppy
back and
water,
forth.
so like hug the shoreline, but in the direction that they're kind of
Yeah, try to meet
Headed.
its trajectory. Go ahead and make the drive then.
with a +1 because I get notice
Yeah.
help. Okay.
And
I'm
then I'm
getting
gonna actually
eyes.
tell you what you get from that notice, because you may start noticing other things.
Hey, I'm real good at boats,
That's
guys.
considered a fantastic drive of the boat. You didn't even know that you were going to be a water-bound sewing machine when you were put together in the
I had
factory.
no idea.
But you had no idea where your life would go.
But
and
I
that
was
you
on a
could
boat
move
once
here.
before.
So,
So I came to America.
Narratively, could I have folded
Little
like used
talent.
paper to fold us all like little sailor hats?
Yes.
you guys use the manual from the... from
Mine
the...
took though,
Drawbridge.
like an admiral hat.
Yeah.
just looking at it. I'd be interested,
That
like,
makes-
where do you put it on the... Because his face is inside.
You know.
Oh no, it's just on the bell.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
just, like, it just sits the wrong direction, like sideways on the bell of the... Yeah, okay. You guys begin to sail across. The pneumatic staple gun and his compressor has, in fact, joined you. He hugs
He
wrapped
better be
around
freaking impressed.
very tight to his compressor machine, terrified of the water, terrified of it. Go ahead, Kika, and roll me a notice for, since I'm gonna give you more information just based on what you end up rolling.
My notice is only +1.
That's
so
alright.
don't be negative.
Hey! The dice gods are
Wow.
on our side. So,
Wow.
out of 4, for everybody at home, let me quick throw this. I was updating some of our situational aspects, which I'm going to continue to do here in just a second, because things may get a little funky. But a 4 is considered a great roll for fate. So, you begin looking out. You're on trajectory to meet it, at least in terms of staying within the kind of shoreline area where the water doesn't get too deep. But there's something else that catches your eye. Moving under the water. It kind of bolts and goes under the boat that you guys have created. This dark shadow, and then a couple more pass by, but you can't seem to get your eye exactly on it, but you do know there's something under there.
So, got some news from up here.
Oh, yeah? Am I still headed in the right direction?
Yeah, but it looks like there's something moving under the water, so...
Like fish?
Like more waves?
Something that's making me feel uneasy, so maybe we should all
Yeah,
be
we
ready.
know that sharks don't eat appliances, so that is...
Yeah. We're fine. We're fine.
What,
Right? We're
what
fine.
if, okay, what if... Bear with me.
Okay.
What if there
Look,
is...
Bernina with you. I get it, because she was a bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
What if there
Good
was
joke.
like some sort of soulless shark?
Oh no.
No.
The pneumatic staple gun releases a staple by accident out of fear. It like it's like.
Sorry.
But you don't really
I
think
mean-
that's a real thing.
It's
Only
unlikely,
humans
but it
turn
could be
into-
possible.
I want
Right?
to try to notice from
Like,
the.
what is having the quality of a shark somewhere nearby?
Alternatively, it could also be an angry submarine. I don't know.
I don't.
Oh, that's awesome.
Or maybe it's just a swimming soulless. That is not good either.
I scan the water behind us
Okay.
as we are.
You're also welcome to roll a notice to see if you pick up on anything else.
I'm doing it.
Yeah.
All right. When you peer out the back, you realize that whatever passed under the boat begins to surface. You see 3 of them. These fins begin to rise from the water.
Holy rock gods.
3 fins start coming towards you.
Uh-oh.
At a notice 3, it's very difficult to make out.
Since
the rest
since
of
it's behind us, can I look? Because I'm in the back.
you sure can. Yeah, you can totally notice it
Please.
too. As you're like, oh, what is it? What is it?
What is that? I just
Notice 3. You also see these, and as they get closer to you, you realize that there's a mouth on them. It looks to be that 3 surfboards have
Oh!
sentient
Oh!
life.
Oh.
And they seem to be kind of coursing through the water, almost upside down, where like the bottom fin of them have turned to the top like a shark. And they have a set of teeth, jagged teeth, that
Uh-oh.
are running straight for all of you.
Oh.
Surfboards.
That's cool. So there is soulless sharks.
There
and
are soulless sharks, it's just surfboard sharks, really.
they've taken their soul. That's so cool. All right.
Surfboards.
What?
Are you trying
How
to
do
talk
we-
to them?
Yeah, sure. But like, ahoy there, surfboards.
Yeah, I speak.
they
I
are
speak forward. Excuse me. What up, bruh?
Oh my god. I love that so much. So, they are kind of above the water. You can see part of the back of, or the bottom of the surfboard. And finally the eyes like open up and you can see it has eyes and the mouth. And one of them, as it comes up behind you, goes, "What up, bruh?"
All right, I think I'm getting to them.
Keep going.
What's good?
You will be tasty good.
Not cool, bro. So what has you out here on these gnarly waves, man?
Don't forget to drop a hell out at some point.
Oh, is that a part of the dialect now? Okay, things have
I
shit.
think so.
All right.
So they
Hello.
they're circling your ship, your little raft.
Mm-hmm.
All 3 of them. Clearly the kind of leader of the pack, I guess you could say, is the one speaking to, I guess you. And he says, "Nah, brah, we haven't had a good appliance for munching in a while, and we have the munchies."
Oh, they've got. Okay, I think they're hungry. They're hungry and they want to eat us.
I want to dump that old lunch in the water to see if it can make me think.
You dump the old moldy lunch in the water. You see the sandwich almost like break apart into pieces. The bread and everything that was so gross. One of them's a boogie board, because why the hell would it not be a boogie board? He's not at all a shark. His fin is significantly smaller. Probably he put it on so that he could be cool enough with the rest of the surfboards. The boogie board comes like puttering up and munches
Oh.
and you watch its giant mouth open up surprisingly as it swallows
they got
the
a boogie
sandwich
board.
whole.
Oh, jeez.
Play it cool, man.
All right. Yeah. Play it. Okay. Oh, wow. You look hella hungry.
We like are. We're gonna eat you now, okay?
What?
Not
What-
cool.
Not cool. Not cool.
We're like totally hungry too, brah.
If you want to help us, we can. We could all head over to the that over there, and
I
I
hear-
point in the wrong direction
Yeah.
with my needle arm.
Yeah.
There is an island of, and then like I feel like Bernina just adjusts me up. Thank you. Over there, there is an island full of garbo you could eat. Bruh.
Munch on all the grindage you want.
Yes.
Is that right? All the garbage I can eat.
It'll be hella rad, bruh.
Thank you. Yeah, he'll be hella rad, bruh. Thank you.
The pneumatic staple gun goes, what are we doing? Talking to them? This is done. And he begins firing into the water.
So rash.
Getting it.
He's so rash. He had to cause drama. So he's gonna fire. He's gonna fire off at them. He has an extremely good shoot, so he will be adding 4 to this roll to make it a 6. So he rolls a fantastic, and he fires off. You watch as the staples fire out, piercing through the kind of foamy board of the boogie board, and chunks of foam go flying, and for a moment it stops and kind of bobs, as if maybe it's dead. He might have killed the boogie board in one fell swoop.
There'll be more where that came from, dudes.
One of them goes, "No, boogie!"
Lobelia will like slowly lift the flare gun and put it in Vinny's onto Vinny's spindle arm.
Just gotta point him in the right direction.
Oh, thank you. What's this? What's in my hand? What's this?
It's a flare gun.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Stop right there, or you are gonna burn with phosphorus, and you're gonna burn. It's gonna be bad, dude. Hella bad vibes all over you, bro.
The 2 true surfboards, noticing that one of them screams out, of course, "Boogie!" And the other one goes, "You idiot! Fittest first." And he opens his mouth and begins to munch on his own boogie board friend as he takes a giant bite out of the side. The other surfboard turns to all of you and goes, "Your turn." It seems to be targeting now the pneumatic staple gun because it seems very upset. So let's roll initiative.
Oh,
Oh boy.
That is a notice roll for everybody.
Notice. Okay, cool.
That's just the way fate does it.
Cool.
Done.
Because it's basically dun 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 dun.
yeah.
+3.
Plus 3.
It just 0. Nice.
Nice.
I have to actually have a pen to write with. Hang on. What happened to my pen? I'll grab one of these. Alright. So, I'm going to roll once for our lovely shark buds. They don't have a notice score, so it's just going to be the flat 4 for them, and they get a -1, so they will probably go last. Let me just quick check. You got a +3, you got a +1. So, in order, it will be... let's have Lobelia and who is it that needs to roll off? Somebody. Billy. It's Lobelia and Billy. You guys roll off to see. Let's do this one as a physique roll to see who actually gets to go first, because the other 2 I can put those in order, but I gotta figure out the 2 of you. Whoa! Oh, nice. Okay, so it will be Billy first, followed by Belia, followed by Bernina, and then Vinny. Lastly will be our 2 surf sharks.
Perfect.
I guess they're called.
Mm-hmm.
Boards.
Yeah. Yeah. I was trying to. So when I started thinking about these, I was like, what appliances are at the beach? And like, there's not a lot of appliances that you use at the beach because I mean,
I really like the surfboard sharks.
You know, I was like, that's the only thing I could. That's the only thing that I could put into. I was like, yeah, why not? All right.
I'm into it.
Canna boards. I like that. Yeah, the canna boards. I'm gonna actually write that one down. Because this is getting written up for the record, which I'll talk about at the end of the game. Okay. First up, Billy. How would you like to proceed? They're kind of one of them's still munching the other dead board. There is one of them getting ready to. It looks like it might actually ram the boat.
Oh no.
So I want to use a provoke to make a mental attack.
Oh, very nice. Okay. Are you trying to like harm him? Are you trying to like insult him?
I am trying to harm him and intimidate him. So I'm gonna fast forward to start attack by the surf punks. Up, turn all the EQs so that it's very threatening.
All right. Make sure if you're welcome to use one of your aspects. I think you have one that may add. For this, if you wanted to use your fate points, don't forget you guys have them, and this will be the last time you get to use them. So my suggestion is buff up.
I'm gonna use the fate point. It's happening.
Do it. Add that fate point. That way you can use your aspect. So if it gives you a bonus, which aspect are you using? Or I'm sorry, which stunt are you using?
Stunt. Ooh,
those are the ones at the bottom. Twice per session,
Yeah.
you upgrade a boost you receive with rapport when you succeed with style on fight attack and choose to reduce the results by 1 to gain a boost. You gain a full situation aspect. Oh wow. Okay.
Wow.
So you can do one of two. You can do either heavy hitter, which is going to give you basically a boost, which means a +1 on the like attack roll, or you can take armor of fear, which would make them if you hit them, and because it's the first time in combat, as long as you deal stress to them, which you probably will, they're going to have to hesitate.
That's what I'm going for. Armor of
Cool.
fear.
All right, cool. Let's do armor of fear.
All right.
Make sure you take the
So-
+1.
Yep. +1.
I'm gonna what else is our situation?
4.
Wow, okay.
Level 4.
4. They are going to, in this case, out of 4 fight, you knock out 2 major boxes for them. And you are it almost like stops mid-water with the shell shock of the fear of both of the song, which is terribly intimidating, and the will. So it takes a lot of mental, I guess you'd say call it mental damage, not physical damage, and has to stop dead in the water. So it does not actually ram the boat, which is really good for all of you. So it will not get to ram the boat that it is in range to attack. Very nice. Next up, Lobelia.
What do I got?
What do you haven't even
Got
let's,
stuff.
you do have stuff. Let's take a look at your stunts.
My stunts?
Yeah, because you can also use those to activate your stunts. So one of those related to, so if somebody tries to provoke you.
Yeah.
What
The other one is
Yeah.
about.
You could invoke one of your aspects. If you could find an interesting way, instead of the stunt, you can use a fate point to invoke one of your aspects to give you that like benefit or bonus. If you can tell me which aspect you're invoking and how it's relevant to the situation.
Can I use Hangman of the Wire Ripper Gang to shoot out my label maker tape and sort of like lasso one of the boards out of the water and just hang it up in the air like it's a fish on a line?
Yeah, totally. Probably with the structure of the boat that you guys have, you're able to like pull it kind of from the neck. So yeah, we'll say that what this is actually probably going to do. So still make the attack on it, which would be a fight. And what we'll do is instead of being just stress damage, they'll probably take a more permanent damage to having been ripped up. So it's just going to be
Okay.
a tougher. Yeah, nice.
Gotta keep-
So that hits this thing. It hits it. As you wrap it around and you pull, you watch, probably due to wear and tear and having not been waxed in a while, your label tape actually begins to cut in around the sides of it. And it digs deep, actually cutting away chunks out of the side. And you can hear it as it, like, chokes, cutting into what might be considered, like, gills or something, as you pull it out of the water. It now flops along the side of the boat, kind of dragging behind you as it... it's going to have to figure out a way out of that before it can make an attack. Having seen this happen, the second one, now finished eating the boogie board, is going to turn and also begin heading towards the boat. It sees that it's probably bad news bears. So, speaking of, Bernina.
Yeah. Well, I made this fantastic, super legendary boat, and I don't want them to ram it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna see where he's looking to ram, and I'm gonna like get away from my little propeller for a second. I'm gonna brace that side of the boat to hopefully they won't be able to.
Oh, I see what you're doing. You want to kind of like add it's not really a barricade, but like weight to it, so when it hits, it doesn't tip it. Okay, very nice. So this would be what's basically considered a defense roll on the boat. So what I'll do is you set yourself up. When and if it hits, everybody that's going to have to make a check to make sure that you don't fall off is going to get a bonus to it because you helped restable the boat.
Okay, cool.
So we'll kind of treat that like a defense. And if anything attacks you in this position, because you took defensive, you actually get a +2 against their attack.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have my physique stunt is take the blow.
Oh, nice.
So I can use physique to defend against fight attacks.
Perfect. So you need to get even more. Probably they won't be able to even like hit you or do damage to you more than likely.
Yeah.
Just because you also took the
Brace
position.
the boat.
Yeah, I imagine. You kind of like roll over.
She's very proud of the things she crafts, and she wants to preserve them. So.
All right.
Yeah, that's it.
Nailed it. Vinny.
Boy. So there's one left. One of them's being.
One of them's kind of tied up by the neck, being drugged behind the boat. I don't know why you guys like dragging things behind you. You're so gangster. This is the second time now. We also killed a child, I believe, a feral child, but whatever. And you have a flare gun, and there is one other one that looks to be the second surfboard or cannaboard is looking to kind of ram the side of the ship. It's on the way in.
Okay. And there's one being drugged behind us. Is there one? Is there one close by, or it's
I
about
would say he's nearby. He's about 5 to 10 feet out from actually hitting you. Like he's gonna ram the boat like a shark would.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to. It was a feral child.
It was a monster.
It was a monster child. It was a soulless child. It also
wasn't
was
like
trying
a
to
human.
eat them along with all of its friends. So they did. But
It was a monster child.
Don't come at me with that. All right, it's a feral child. All right, and I'm an appliance. Right,
Appliance.
As Kenny said, he got what was coming.
He did.
So I guess I am going to approach the side of the boat and have my needle arm out as if it was a rapier, and I'm going to wait as if I was a swashbuckler.
I love it.
Nice.
Ready to just
So good.
if it gets.
Yeah, you like right before it gets to. We'll say that it's almost there, and you're able to attack it. You have to lean over just a smidge because it is just like your arms a little. But yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Nice. Yeah, that hits. You. It's
It
definitely
actually-
not been waxed in a
And
while.
hitting the needle is actually being amplified through the bell.
Do you carve anything into it, or are you just like attacking?
Yeah, I'll carve a V.
You carve your V into it, marking it.
Very close to a W.
And you do manage to do damage to it. You can see it. It doesn't obviously bleed or anything, but you have scraped away.
Little puffs of foam.
Yeah, there's like foam, and I guess surfboards are made of fiberglass, right? Kind of almost shaves off and begins kind of floating in the water around you. The wind is blowing even harder now than it was before. The storm is significantly closer. Thunder rumbles. across the sky. The boat just naturally is like bobbing at this point, as the waves are beginning to come in. It is now the surf shark's turn, but I also forgot to roll for our lovely little pneumatic staple gun.
Oh yeah.
So I'll just say he kind of goes at the end of this before the two sharks. He kind of comes up to the edge and he's like, "Die!" Blah 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 blah, and he kind of fires off shots into them. So again, he gets a +4 to his shoot because that's his thing. Well, that's good because he needed it. And he manages to be able to put quite a bit more damage onto the the canna shark that was about to ram the boat.
Mm-hmm.
That shark does actually manage to hit it, even with the I guess with the shots it has taken. It is taking on water. You can see that the staples actually shut all the way through, put holes into it. And as it hits the
I'm bracing.
Side of the boat, everybody's going to need to make an athletics roll to stay on board. Now, you're all going to get a bonus to this, so take a +1 to that athletics roll. And Bernina, you probably don't even need to make this roll, since you're a stabilizing factor. So everybody else does.
Take the blow,
nice.
physique.
This is a difficulty of a 2, so you all have to make a 2. I'm really terrified for our staple gun's gonna be fine, I think.
Oh no!
He only got a +2,
Instigated
so
it.
that puts him at a mediocre, but his tank also has to roll. Oh no.
Oh no.
The tank doesn't have anything, so they both roll basically a 0. Okay, we've got Billy makes it, Vinny makes it. You all make it. Unfortunately, the pneumatic staple gun does not. And the air compressor goes overboard first, and you watch as it drops and it sinks almost immediately, and the staple gun goes no, and it begins trying to kind of claw its way and hang on to the edge of the boat as they both begin sinking overboard.
Like snake-like staple teeth.
Yeah, basically. It has like the trigger, whatever. It's like trying so hard to be like, no.
Ooh, I couldn't pull him back up.
As he, not with the weight of that, I don't think he can.
Quick.
Yeah, it's just it all happened so fast because they both failed it, so basically they both went overboard.
Yeah.
Even if you reach for them, I'm sure even Billy reaches out with his antenna. Everybody tries to no avail. And as they plunk into the water, the one that was attacking the boat immediately turns. This is the same one that ate the boogie board. And immediately you watch its mouth open and it jumps out of the water and dives down, swallowing the staple gun whole. And you can only imagine it's going to do the same to the air compressor, now beneath the dark water. You still drag the other one behind you.
Explode.
Coward.
That's the good news. If it gets eaten.
Maybe he's full.
And so you drag this other one behind you. It's gonna try to make a check to get out. I don't know if it's actually going to be able to do that or not.
Yeah, roll a surfboard shark getting away from me.
Dexterity check, please. No. In this case, what I'll roll it as is a physique to break free. But it doesn't really have a whole lot of. Actually, it has more physique than athletics in the way I built it, so it does at least get a +1. Oh god.
Oh no, he's stuck. We're dragging him behind till he dies.
You guys are I was about to say, you guys are it's like beating around, dragging it behind, and it definitely cannot break free. I imagine, I don't know if you've ever gone water skiing, but when somebody crouches and burns water skiing and they're just bouncing on the top of kind of the water, it's probably a little bit like that. You're not going quite that fast, but it's like that.
Okay.
At this point, you can rightfully assume that it is either dead or passed out because it has stopped fighting.
This is our brand now. We drag things behind us until they stop moving.
Reel it in, Mobilia. Reel it in. Maybe we could talk to it. Make it. Maybe pull us to there.
Now, they took 2 of ours. Seems fitting to take 2 of theirs.
Oh, that's cold.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot. Okay, yeah, let's do that.
So yeah, that's the way gangsters do. Okay, yeah, sure.
You're right.
Mr. Newt is this whole gang warfacing.
It's just been a long time, okay?
As the water gets choppy and you finally settle and don't have to worry about something attacking you, You finally see the island significantly closer. The dark storm behind it, literally the sky is black with clouds. It has pushed it closer. It is much larger than you thought it was. The closer it gets, it's like a city. Junk stacked sky high. You can see things moving on the surface of it. Strange wheels and objects have been used to kind of create its skyline, if you would. It is a roughly, at this point, I'd say about a half a mile out from where you are. It is coming in, but it looks like it's going to hit a little farther, like, north up the island than where you are. Yeah, that seems about right. It's kind of like northeast-ish, but yeah. So you guys, are you paddling? Are you?
I've got the little. I get back and I start doing my treadle to the motor again.
Yeah, going. You guys begin puttering as fast as you can. You're bobbing. A wave crashes at one point. You definitely get water inside this time of your bell. You can feel it. It's like this high. It like catches down there a little bit, and as you get closer to it, you can see that there are tons of appliances all over the surface, specifically on the exterior. It looks like they have welded different kinds of metal scraps together and parts and pieces to make almost like a boardwalk that goes all the way around Rubbish Refuge. A strange, noxious gas, we'll call it, kind of emanates in the clouds above it, or in like a cloud shape above it, because it's literally a trash heap. And there's probably a lot of compost and things, but appliances don't really have a sense of smell, so it doesn't affect you at all. Possibly one of the natural defense mechanisms against the soulless. It being so gross and toxic. And there are 3 refrigerators, large, beefy, very big refrigerators that stand along the shoreline. One of them has its freezer door open, and it holds up with its plug a what is it called? Like a megaphone. Like a megaphone. And every time it presses the button, the megaphone clearly is another creature. And it speaks for you, and you can tell this is the same voice that was on the radio, Billy. And it says, "All appliances, please vacate the item quickly. We are moving at fast speed. Any appliances that need refuge." And it's like running, and you see that you're not the only people. As you almost clear both the canal and the little strip of land, you guys are actually in the ocean part now. You've crossed the beach and the dunes that were below you. You see that there are other things in the water. Appliances swimming as fast as they can. Other things have tried to make this journey as well. Some of them don't make it. You watch as lamps and things glug, glug, glug to the bottom. Few things do make it. And as you pull up, you watch as the refrigerators help them out of the water.
I love that they're all swimming, and we're like an upside down little boat. And I imagine our canopy still has like the bear face on it, on like the front of it from the costume that it was made out of, and like
oh my god, you guys
was
are
it like
coming
a teddy bear face though?
Yes.
You guys are coming in at pretty fast speed, but I am going to need you to make a drive to actually like either pull up next to this without crashing into the actual physical island itself.
All right.
If you don't want the island to get mad at us.
Spot me, please.
Okay,
All right.
help.
Hip. Yep, you got eyes. You're like, oh no, a little to the right, a little to the left, slow down, slow
Yeah,
down, slow
I
down.
can't see, so it'll be good.
Got this. This is it.
I can't say shit.
Nice. Okay. It is not the best drive you've made, and you are coming in fast as a
I did better on the high seas. Now it's a need for speed.
like,
I'm going the hundreds full hundreds
You're like,
per minute.
your pedal's pumping as fast as it can go, churning that little tiny fan that is like pushing all of you through the water, and it's actually a wave that comes up behind you, and you can't help it. It washes you forward. The whole boat forward as you ride for a second on this wave, and it crashes you actually into the island itself, just down from where these refrigerators are. You guys have made it to Rubbish Refuge.
Yes.
You made it. The refrigerators, one of the refrigerators comes over, and very, very manly refrigerator sets you upright, Bernina, with its,
Thank you.
this Frigidaire.
Dankeschön.
It has a magnet still on it of a mustache. That gives it a very,
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is a refrigerator freezer combo like one appliance or two?
Oh, this is a good question. The one that is helping Bernina up is definitely a single appliance. There's a possibility that it's two. That there could be like a twinsy type set, or Siamese twin type situation, with one of the other ones down the way. But this refrigerator in particular seems to be just one man. His name is Dare. He's got the fridge part like scratched out. It just says Dare on it.
Nice.
Yeah. And he says, "Are all of you all right?"
Oh, well, we have a slightly injured friend, and I'll pop out that drawer like he's in, but we got him a replacement part.
The refrigerator leans itself down, and he says, "Well, you seem to have come a long way.
You have no idea.
We had to drive here.
Well, you are safe now, here on Rubbish Refuge.
Oh.
The best place for appliances. No solace, and all parts."
Are there any toys?
He laughs, "Yes, we have a few toys, but
Bad toys?
no, everyone here on Rubbish Refuge simply obeys the rules and
Good.
lives a happy life.
Can you help a friend? Can you help my friend Mikey?
Well, I cannot, but I know a toaster that can."
Oh.
The rest of us are fine. We even had to make us disguises to get here.
He says, but come with the rest of them. And you can see the island is, now that you're on the island, it's so large you can't feel how fast it's actually moving, but you definitely are moving. And the storm continues pushing you forward. The wind still whips. It's difficult. The refrigerators are yelling with the microphone at this point. You're pretty much in the middle of what might be considered a hurricane or a tropical storm of some kind. And he says, "Come, let me show you." And he, motions, as do the rest of the refrigerators, to lead you all in.
Come, let me show you.
Yes, let me show you how amazing. He actually pries open a door. It looks like a piece of a school bus has been refurbished. And the door kind of folds back. It is deeply buried in mounds and mounds of recycled things. Less trash at this point, but as you walk through the door, you realize that the bottom of the island is what's made of trash. That everything on top of it is now appliances. And as you finally, you all get in the hallway as if you're on like a little bit of a tour, the door closes behind you and everything finally quiets down a little bit. You can't hear the wind and rain near as much as you could. And he says, "Welcome to Rubbish Refuge. We are so glad to have you with us."
Thank you. We're
I can't
happy
believe
we made it.
He says, "This is our city. A new hope. A place for appliances to make a new future. Come, let me show you your bunks." And he leads you down a series of hallways that have been carved out in this multi-tier city. Think of kind of the way ants probably burrow and make canals and things. You see all kinds of appliances. Stuff you may not have ever seen before. High technology, a computer.
Ugh.
One of those strange Mac ones, the like really square little ones that every library had ever in the 80s. And I know exactly what I'm talking about. I can't remember the model number, but all kinds of appliances. They seem to have made lives here.
Any monitor? Yeah.
Yeah, what is this monitor? You see that there are districts. Signage is up. There seem to be shops and places. But the ground that you walk on is squishy, is trash. And he continues, "The soulless before they were soulless had a problem. They did not respect the earth in which they lived. This island naturally formed from their discarded trash. The bravest of toasters knew that after the explosion happened, something had to give, or all appliances would never see the life that they deserved to live, this second awakening. And so, he found this island, built himself a boat, much like you, and he motions to like your group over everybody else's. And he sailed alone. He lost every friend he had until he found it. The island of trash. And for the last 15 years, this toaster has built a society. One for you, and one for me. Your new lives start today. Welcome. And he pulls back a curtain to a series of bunks. They're kind of 4-room bunks, little places. And he says, this is your temporary housing. Soon you will be able to build your own place. Pull from the things that you have. Borrow from the people around you. And build yourself a new home. And he says, and as for your friend, you are lucky. We have a wonderful doctor on board.
What is it?
Oh, he's a stethoscope.
Ah,
Oh,
Makes sense.
okay.
He's
Sounds good.
highly qualified.
What's his name?
We simply call him Dr. Scope, but he has a much longer name, something I can't quite pronounce. He's a strange fellow. German.
Oh, I originate from Switzerland.
He says, good. I have a feeling you will all fit in fine here.
good. That's good.
Good, very good. Oh, Finny, you're learning.
What do you do for security?
What can I say?
He looks over at you and he says, you are astute. Myself and my brothers, and he gestures to the Siamese refrigerator that does in fact have a freezer.
It's like
and
the side
refrigerator
opening
separate.
one?
Yeah. And has another smaller kind of like college dormy sized refrigerator, a little smaller and kind of squat. And he says, my brothers and I handle most of the security here. Are you interested?
It's full of vodka-filled water bottles and Poland springs and cups of noodles.
To be honest, I don't know much more than fighting.
He goes, well, we have quite a few things here that occasionally have to be fought. The ocean is full of things we do not understand, but it is a nicer life than that of having to fight the soulless. Come.
I'm much more of a crafter than a fighter.
He says, oh, good. We have learned recently of something called fashion. The appliances have really taken to it.
Oh, Dankeschön. How is it called?
Have a cozy store just around the corner.
And he says, and as for you, and he looks down at the boombox, he says, you will fit right in line with our collection.
Ooh.
Of musical instruments, that is. And he's kind of, like I said, he's kind of pointing to things as you guys walk and continue and try to get your bearings. And he simply points down one of those hallways, and at the end you see it opens up, and there seems to be a ton of Walkman and boom boxes and a couple karaoke machines down there, and they are currently dancing and breakdancing. Really, you watch as like Walkman like spins and like poses. They seem to have like a little like dance club or something.
Nice. Well, I'm going to fit in nicely here. Let me ask you a question. How are you situated for batteries?
He says, Dr. Scope has invented something. A reusable one. Rechargeable one.
That sounds like magic.
It's just witchcraft.
He says, I thought so too, until he showed it to me. It uses the sun.
I don't think I understand.
He has found a way to repurpose the sun's power to recharge your batteries so that you do not have to replace them.
That is magic.
He says, welcome to Rubbish Refuge.
Amazing.
And time passes. You guys have found a new home. To close out this campaign, because we are winding down here in our last 15 minutes, I want to go around and know, 6 months later, is what the screen flashes. 6 months later. You have made your time here. You've spent some time here. You've probably made friends or done whatever it is you do. I want to hear where your character is 6 months from now here on Rubbish Refuge. What are they doing? What have they become involved in? What has their life consumed? And let's go backwards. Billy! What has Billy the Boombox done in the last 6 months?
Well, I've made some connections with some amazing musical instruments. I actually begin to record again, which is nice. I've got some fresh tapes, and I'm actually mixing my own tapes at this
Producer.
point.
Yeah.
Really,
That was good. Let's try it again.
we've developed a nice culture, and I think I'm actually invented a new form of music. I use some of the other instruments, and we're actually not just playing regular music, but we're using our own instruments and parts to make some sounds that are different. Opening up the cassette, closing it, using buttons, switching the equalizers. The Walkman has found some amazing beat patterns. So I think
Would you
it's
call
gonna be-
this music techno?
that's an interesting word. I've never thought of that
What?
before. Like it. It's got a good ring to it.
Yeah.
So I mean, we have a nice community.
Yeah, a great community. You guys have actually started one of the very first clubs for appliances.
Oh, right. You've
Yeah,
heard of it.
and you're able to spin occasionally and continue your produce. I'm sorry.
I've got a small
producer
fan
career.
follow. It's been interesting. I don't know how I'm handling the fame, if I'm handling it well, but I've got some.
Awesome. So, what about Bernina? What has Bernina been up to?
Well, let me tell you, I spent a little time thinking about this before the game today. So Bernina would have she's an old soul. She's had her routine. Everything was perfect until those soulless came and burnt the house down. So I think she's got like her own little like house niche, but she's attempted to make the interior replicate like a mini version of the parlor. Including like getting a few records if she can, and hopes that like Vinny will move in with her and take it to the next step.
Oh no.
And just aside from that, curtains. She's started a curtain and reupholstery business because she reupholstered that parlor so many times. So that's basically what she's been up to is and costumes. She's just done a lot of crafting once she got her little mini parlor situated.
Yeah, you definitely managed to replicate the parlor in some way, shape, or form. It's definitely kind of a skewed, awkward version
She
of
does
it.
her best.
Yeah, you absolutely do your best. And in fact, there are quite a few records that you're able to find that have washed up or been brought on this island. Now, this island is roughly about 1.5 miles, almost 2 miles across. So it's a very large, like in full circumference. So it's pretty big, and there's a lot of appliances. So you may, over 6 months, have traded, have gone to, a few vintage shops. And
a lot of reupholstery work to pay for some of the to pay for the wallpaper and stuff. Yeah.
You've decked out. Let me tell you, Halloween is your best time of year.
Oh yeah.
You are able. Appliances come to you every Halloween to really.
Yeah,
have the best
definitely.
costumes around.
With my deception skill, definitely perpetuated like, oh man, we were so well disguised they didn't even realize we were appliances. Just walked right through a whole soulless camp, like just kind of exaggerates.
Yeah, it just gets bigger and bigger every time. Nice.
Yes.
What about Vinny? Do you also join in this parlor?
I think for a while, Vinny has been he's been trying to live out of the milk crate that was given to him, the stack of milk crates that was his bunk. He fit perfectly in there, and he doesn't need much of anything else. But with the hype of this new type of music, I guess he's been slowly realizing that the new music has been. It just represents the change of time, and that he is an old soul. He does sing to an empty crowd in an old, probably an old car, the back of an old truck somewhere, maybe a box.
It shows up for every performance.
Yeah, and it's probably like an old bar, like an old hole in the wall kind of bar. He sings to an empty crowd, and I just picture him just singing somewhere beyond the sea, waiting for me. My lover stands on golden sands. Yeah, and then he just He's singing
I
that
would say
in,
your regular crowd, though small, usually consists of other older appliances, non-electrical. They come to
Oh.
play chess while
Yeah.
they listen to you, like old men in the park. It's kind of like a morning routine or a couple days a week. They sit around arguing like old men do. But
all reading papers that they've scrounged
yeah,
up.
but they enjoy your tunes. There's nostalgia that's really wrapped up in that.
Mhm. And I think as time goes on, he can't. He's just his happiness has not been fulfilled with how the music is changing. The adventure that he had with everybody was just such a wonderful time for him, and the adventure is now over, and so is the happiness, it seems. But that's not really where it ends. He has, I think, he's found some comfort in Bernina, and has actually moved in with Bernina in that time to help him in his time of, I guess, his realization of this new age versus this old age of technology, plastic, batteries, portable power, and none of this manual music anymore.
Yeah.
But he is now he's now a happier man, still performing with the same crowd.
Yeah. And actually, occasionally, there's a little bit of an annual meetup for all the gramophones and what's nots that still, and a couple actual like record players. There's like an RC record player out of the 80s and stuff that meet up, that share the needle to vinyl.
Yeah.
And
The record swap.
the record
The great
swap.
referee swap records to get new old music. Yeah.
I love that so much. Awesome. What about Lobelia? What did you do in your 6 months?
I think in those 6 months, Lobelia, she might have cooled off a little bit. She started helping out with security, but things weren't really that lively in that department. So over time, she started to learn how to relax and just picked up some crafting hobbies, built herself a little house, and just started to get to know people and sort of rebuild a new family. And I think now, 6 months later, she is now about to finally get married.
Who does Lobelia marry?
Well, over those 6 months while she was getting to know people, she ended up getting to know Mikey a lot more. And over time, they grew closer. And eventually, Lobelia asked Mikey to marry her.
Oh my goodness. Well, that I think leads us to Mikey.
It's a tear to my eye, and it's just these appliances.
What happens when a label maker and a microphone get together? Mikey does in fact get fixed. Your brilliant idea of taking the radio part worked. Dr. Scope worked his magic on Mikey. Now Mikey actually has a little bit of an upgrade. The permanent voice of Mikey was, how you say, damaged. Remained soft and quaint. But the doctor installed the press button from the CB radio onto Mikey. So now anytime the button's pressed, Mikey is twice the Mikey. Voice booms much, much louder. An optional way for Mikey to be able to share his voice, and more importantly, to share something with you. And you guys do get to know each other a little bit better, and a wedding is had. It's a great celebration. When appliances make new lives together, it is the bare essence of why Rubbish Refuge was found, and why the great brave little toaster wanted to create a place where appliances could, in fact, get married, could, in fact, start businesses, create new music, continue to sing old music, and live the lives that, unfortunately, the soulless attempted to take from them.
I'm the wedding singer.
I get some curtains
where's
and offer
Billy
to
Idol
sew
when you
the
need him?
dress and the tux.
Yes.
And our story will end with
Talking
a wedding.
about the wedding and what we've done there.
This story will end with a wedding, a celebration. Confetti flutters into the sky behind you. Probably really just like old.
They're all just a bunch of
labels. labels and newspaper. And what we see is Mikey and Lobelia with their three best friends standing behind them, walking off into a sunset on Rubbish Refuge. And we catch a glimpse of the tape trailing behind Lobelia, and it simply says, "Just married." And our camera pans out over the ocean to a setting sun and a new day, dawning and future for all of our dear appliances. And that's where we're going to end our little story. You made it! You made it! I should have known you guys were going to make a boat.
Right.
I should have known. Like, you guys
gotta solve this
everything.
DIY.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to know what babies between them look like. They're like label maker microphone babies.
They're speaking spells.
You guys have a family of speaking spells. I love it. Awesome. Well, let's go around. We're going to close this out because I know Myth has got to hop over to another game.
Native to Rubbish Refuge.
Native.
Never get to know what it's like with souls.
So we'll actually let Myth start. Myth, tell us where we can find you online, and did you enjoy yourself through this little campaign?
Man, I had so much fun. It was a blast. I want to say can't wait for the next episode, but this is the last one. It was so good. It was just who knows? Like, who knew that I would feel so much for this crew of appliances. This group is great. The GM, amazing stuff. Little Red Dot, you are so good at telling a story and keeping us all immersed in this junk. And I mean that in the best way. You can find me over on twitter.com/mythomatic or twitch.tv/mythomatic as well, where I stream a whole bunch of times during the week. I do a whole bunch of role play. Check me out or not, it's fine. But thank you once again for having me. It was a blast. Thank you.
Yes, I'm so glad you could do it. I reached out and I was like, he's gonna be too busy, I just know it. And when you were like, no, actually that works with my schedule, I screamed in joy. I was like, yes! 1, we get to game together, and 2, this is the game for Myth. I can't wait to figure out what appliance he wants to play. So thank you for being here. Moving right on down to Kika.
Hey, I'm Kika. You can find me a lot of places on Twitch. You can follow me at twitch.tv/Kika, that's twitch.tv/KIKKA, and on Twitter at twitter.com/KikaVO, which is the best place to follow me at because my schedule's all up in the air right now because it's kind of like between things. I'm going to be starting things soon. I'm wrapping things up right now. Just follow me on Twitter.
Very nice. Yes, do follow her on Twitter. I agree with that statement. You should do that. Next, we have Laugh Love Lindy.
Hi, yeah, that was so much fun. I liked our little lives on the island. It was so fitting that Billy's like a producer and he's just spitting tapes of rec. I love that. I loved that so much. And then Mikey and Lobelia, that was adorable. And then the 2 old antique appliances being like, oh man, I just missed that parlor. That was exciting, but oh man. Like, they're like the old retired people, and it cracks me up. I love it so much. You can find me online at Laugh Love Lindy, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all the social medias. I DM/playing about a dozen or so tabletop RPGs a week. We'll be playing some video games tonight on my channel though, and I think because tomorrow's Valentine's Day, that I'm going to be playing some Monster Prom because that sounds hella awesome for Valentine's Day. Who doesn't want to romance monsters? It's awesome. So yeah, that's me. Just follow me Twitter. When I'm going live on all the stuff, I post it. So yeah.
Yeah, do that. Also agree. You should follow her. Poor Katie, like I said, couldn't make it tonight, but that's okay. We're still going to show her some love. Katie plays a ton of tabletop RPGs all over the place. Go check out her Twitter. And I'm sure she can link you to a few other things. But she also rolls dice as much as I do. So lots and lots of places you can find Katie, and I'm pretty sure she keeps a schedule, I think, up on her Twitter. So go check her out there. And last but certainly not least, we have Mad Gamer Mag.
I miss Katie, Mikey, my best friend.
I
so
know.
Sad. This was amazing. I'm so happy I got a chance to. I had to rearrange some things so I can be here. My real life is crazy, but it was well worth it. So fantastic! All of you people are amazing.
I know.
So good.
I've been
And,
waiting to play with you for a while. I know we've been playing the schedule game, and so I was really excited that this one worked out for you.
So was I, and I didn't make it happen, but it was fantastic. I'm happy I did. So good.
Yeah, where can they find you online?
Good. Most of the time, I'm on Twitter just as Mad Gamer Mag. Majority of my games are offline, although I do appear on Wizard Rex on Twitch on Monday nights as Toner God Darkforge, and a Warlock, and he's a lot of fun to play.
Cool.
But you can find me there, Wizard Rex as Tornagar. Monday nights. Other than that, man, I'm on Twitter, twittering it up, and in real life, rolling some dice with the peeps.
Very, very nice.
Right.
And I am Little Red Dot. Thank you all for dropping by the channel, and I want to thank all of you again for playing this little game with me and letting me test this ridiculous idea I had. Speaking of this ridiculous idea, I'm going to be working diligently over the next few weeks to get this one written up as a flavor, basically, a flavor game that you can play at your own table using FateCore. So I'm going to be building out all the different factions, talking a lot about the lore and history, and as most of the stuff that I release, it's going to be very open so that you can add a lot of your own stuff to it. You can pick anywhere you want across the world to be able to play your game. So I'm getting that kind of typed up. So if you guys have ideas or want to contribute or think something ought to be in there, the best way to get that to me is actually come check out my Discord. Come join my Discord. We chat all the time. I talk about the projects that I'm doing, and we have a killer community over there full of dots in the little dot kingdom. So come be a dot. Hang out. Let's share ideas. You can follow me right here. On all the social media sites. And very, very exciting, actually, today I can officially announce that I will be joining, I have taken a new job. I will no longer be teaching or assistant principaling ever again in my life. Ever. Again, in my life. I'm actually going to do what my degree is in. I've been accepted as the marketing director for a improv and comedy club here in Atlanta called Dad's Garage. So go check them out. I have a post on my Twitter, actually, with a link to them. Go follow them, show them so much love. They're a super huge nerd community there. They do a lot of really fun stuff like live improv D&D. I'm hoping really hard to bring that to Twitter. To Twitch, actually, to start launching that so you can actually watch live improv D&D that they do. Because they are just an incredible group of performers and storytellers. And they're full of laughs, which, as all of you know, is what my channel's about. So please, please, please give a follow to all of these incredible people. Stay tuned. Make sure you follow my channel so you can see when we go live. And I'll be having some updates coming soon as to what the next kind of round of things are, but I need to get settled in my new job before I can make a schedule and launch the next indie game here on the channel. So I thank you all a whole lot for being here. Again, I play on a ton of other channels. I could go through them, but that takes time. You could actually just go follow me on Twitter and find that instead. And don't forget, for all of you that want to join my Discord or my Patreon, Sunday Fun Days are a way for you to get right here on my channel and play. Yeah. We shenanigans, D&D, roll dice, and you get to do it right here with me, and we literally laugh till our sides hurt. So until next time, everybody. Until next time, make sure you don't do anything I wouldn't do. And don't take life too seriously. Laugh, tell stories, and be kind to one another. This week, I want to remind everybody of that. Our community is great because we are kind to one another. So go out, spread some joy, spread some love. And I will see you all later. Bye.